It's 11 at night. You're on the couch, scrolling on your phone after a long day. Suddenly, you see that ad. Those shoes. That subscription. That course that will change your life. Your finger stops on the Buy Now button. You know you don't need it. You know you said you were going to save this month. But there is something in that moment, that little voice that says just this once. I deserve it. I can pay for it later. And you click. 3 seconds of dopamine. 2 weeks of guilt. And a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. If you've ever felt that knot in your stomach after making a purchase, if you have said never again, and then do it again, if you know exactly which expenses aren't right for you but you still say yes, this video is for you. My name is Mark and I spend way too much time thinking about the art of saying no to impulsive spending. If you're someone who knows certain expenses aren't right for you but still say yes on impulse, using money as immediate reward or emotional relief, and then carrying guilt, financial stress, and the feeling of having lost control, this video is for you. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it helps you. The hidden mathematics of the automatic yes. See, here's the thing. Most people think their biggest financial problem is not making enough money. But let me show you something that will completely change your perspective. The average American makes about 35,000 decisions a day. Guess how many of those are about money? According to one study, we make 226 food decisions. Now multiply that by all the spending categories in your life. Each damned day. Here's the thing. It's not that you're bad with money. You are fighting a system. Every app, every store, is optimized by psychologists to make it harder for you to say no. But your ability to say no is worth more than any salary increase. Let me show you why. My name is Mark, and I spend way too much time thinking about the art of saying no. If you are someone who knows that certain expenses are not good for you but you still say yes on impulse, emotion or social pressure, using money as an immediate reward or emotional relief, and then you are burdened with guilt, financial stress, and the feeling of having lost control, this video is for you. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it helps you. Most people think their problem is that they don't make enough money. But the problem isn't how much you earn, it's how many times you say yes when you should say no. I'm not talking about living like a monk or never enjoying your money. I'm talking about those moments where you want to say no, but you end up saying yes anyway. A 2023 study found that 84% of consumers admit to making impulsive purchases. The average shopper spends $314 a month on unplanned purchases. That's $3,768 a year. Almost $4,000. Money that could change your life in other ways by simply disappearing. It's not just about the money, it's the pattern. It is the loss of control. That feeling of knowing exactly what you should do, but doing the opposite anyway. Introduction. My name is Mark and I spend way too much time thinking about the art of saying no. If you are someone who knows that certain expenses are not good for you, but you still say yes on impulse, if you use money as an immediate reward or emotional relief, and then carry the guilt, the problem is not that you don't know that you should save more. It's not that you don't understand mathematics. The real problem is that no one taught you how to say no when your brain is screaming yes. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it helps you. The true cost of saying yes, it's not really about the money you spend. It's about opportunity cost. Let me show you what I mean by real numbers. Let's say you spend $50 every week. It could be a lunch you didn't plan, clothes you didn't need, subscriptions you forgot. Only $50 per week. Sounds reasonable, right? Here's the thing, it's $2,600 a year. If instead of spending that, you invested it with a 10% annual return, in 30 years, you would have $452,000. $452,000. And that's only on $50 a week. But most people aren't spending $50 a week. They're spending $200, $300 or more, and they don't even realize it. My name is Mark, and I spend too much time thinking in the art of saying no to impulsive spending. If you are someone who knows that certain expenses are not good for you but you still say yes on impulse, using money as an immediate reward or emotional relief, this video is for you. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it helps you. Here's the thing, Most people think their main financial problem is that they don't make enough money. But after analyzing thousands of financial situations, I can tell you something: the number one problem is not how much you earn. It's how many times a day you say yes when you should be saying no. And I'm not talking about big purchases. I'm not talking about buying a new car. I'm talking about the $4 for coffee, the $12 for delivery, the $35 for that subscription, the $80 from that outing you didn't want to do but said yes because you didn't want to look like the cheapskate. Here's what most people don't realize: those little yeses are destroying your future. Not in a dramatic way, not in one go, but slowly, silently, like a water leak that you don't see, but that is flooding your house. Let me show you the real math, because once you see this, you won't be able to unsee it. Look, let's do an exercise. Let's say you spend $15 a day on things you didn't plan on: a coffee here, a snack there, an Uber when you could have taken the bus. $15 doesn't sound like much, right? $15 a day is $450 a month. $450 a month is $5,400 a year. Now, if instead of spending that $450 you invested it in an index fund at 8% per year, in 30 years you would have $611,729. $611,000 for saying no to things you don't even remember buying last week. Now, you might be thinking, but Mark, $15 a day is a stretch. I don't spend that much. Alright, let's make $10 a day. Do you know how much that is? That's $407,913 in 30 years. $407,000. Do you still think it doesn't matter? This is where it gets really interesting. A 2023 study from Bankrate found that 68% of American adults admit to making at least one impulse purchase per month. The average expenditure per impulse purchase was $314. But that's not the worst. The same study found that 23% of people regret it immediately afterward. Think about that. Almost 1 in 4 people know they made a mistake at the time, when you hand over your credit card. And yet he does it. Because the human brain is not designed to say no to immediate pleasure. Let me explain the psychology behind this, because once you understand why you do it, it will be much easier to change it. Your brain has 2 decision-making systems. There is the limbic system, which is fast, emotional, impulsive. The part that says, I want that shirt. And then there's the prefrontal cortex, which is slow, rational. The part that says, do you really need that? When you see something you want, your limbic system activates instantly, releases dopamine. Your brain is literally rewarding you just for thinking about buying something. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex is trying to intervene, but it's slow. It's as if your emotional brain is running at 100 command/, and your rational brain is on a bicycle. And here's the problem: in the modern world, you are being bombarded with thousands of opportunities. Instagram, TikTok, advertisements in the subway, exclusive discount emails. Your brain is constantly being hacked. But wait, because it gets worse. There's something psychologists call hyperbolic discounting. It basically means that your brain values to see immediate rewards much more than future ones. If I offered you $100 today or $110 tomorrow, you would probably take the $110 tomorrow. But if I offer you $100 today or $200 in a year, most people take the $100 today. Your brain is designed to survive on the African savanna 200,000 years ago, where today was all that mattered. If you found food, you ate it. But now you live in 2026, where your decisions determine whether you will retire comfortably or work until age 75. And your brain is still operating on Stone Age software. So how do you fix it? This is where most financial advice fails you. They tell you, just have more discipline. Just say no. As if it were so simple. Look, willpower is a limited resource. It's like a battery that runs out during the day. In the morning it's easy to say no. But at 8 p.m. after a stressful day, when your friend sends you a message saying, let's go to dinner, your willpower is at 0. That's why you can't rely on discipline alone. You need systems. Here is the first system you need to implement today: the 72-hour rule. When you want to buy something over $50 and it's not planned, wait 72 hours. Don't tell yourself no. Just tell yourself not yet. Do you know what happens in those 72 hours? Your limbic system calms down. That dopamine fades away, and your prefrontal cortex can finally catch up and do its job. A 2022 study found that 65% of purchases don't happen if you wait 24 hours. It goes up to 82% if they wait 72 hours. 82%. That means that 8 out of 10 things you need today, you won't even want in 3 days. Second system, the real cost. Every time you go to buy something, don't think about the price. Think about how many hours of your life it took you to earn that money. Let's say you make $20 an hour. You see a $60 shirt. Don't think $60, think 3 hours of my life. Is that shirt worth 3 hours of your time? 3 hours sitting in an office, 3 hours away from your family? This is what most don't understand. Money is lifetime converted into monetary value. When you spend money, you are spending pieces of your life. Once you start thinking this way, your purchases change radically. Third system, the prohibited categories. This one is controversial, but it works. Identify the 2-3 categories where you spend the most impulsively, like delivery, clothes, gadgets, and simply declare those categories as banned for 30 days. I'm not saying forever, only 30 days. Do you know what happens? You discover that you didn't need them as much as you thought. And after 30 days, when you allow yourself to shop again, you do it consciously. A 2023 Duke study found that they reduced their total spending in those categories by 47%. Your brain literally rewires itself. Now you may be thinking, but Mark, life is not just about saving money. You have to enjoy it too. I completely agree. But here's the thing, impulsive spending doesn't make you happy. In fact, they do the opposite. A 2021 study found that they report lower levels of life satisfaction. Because impulsive spending comes with guilt and regret. The pleasure lasts 5 minutes. Regret lasts for days. On the other hand, when you plan an expense, when you expect it, satisfaction is greater. Let me tell you a true story. 2 years ago, I worked with a couple. They both had good jobs. They earned $95,000 a year combined. But they lived paycheck to paycheck. They had no savings. They were constantly stressed. I asked them to track each expense for 30 days. Each one. Do you know what we found? They spent $1,450 a month on invisible yeses, unplanned delivery, leaving due to social pressure, forgotten subscriptions, $1,450 a month, $17,400 a year. If they invested that $1,450 for 30 years, they would have $1,979,145. Almost $2 million. They were silent for a full minute. Then she started crying. He told me we have been giving away our future. Here's the truth no one tells you. Saying yes to everything is easy in the moment. It makes you feel good. Avoid discomfort. It makes you feel generous, spontaneous. But every yes you shouldn't have said is a no to your future. Every $50 you spend today is $500 you won't have in 20 years. Every $200 you spend mindlessly is 1 month of freedom you're taking away from your retirement. Saying no in the moment is difficult, but saying no gives you freedom forever. So what do you do now? I'm going to give you 3 specific actions for this week. Action #1, track each expense for 7 days. Don't try to change it, just watch it. Use an app, use a notebook, whatever. But write it all down. You can't fix what you can't see. Action #2, implement the 72-hour rule for any unplanned purchase over $50. Don't even try to decide, just wait. Action #3, identify your #1 impulsive spending category and declare it off limits for 30 days. Just one category. Only 30 days. See what happens. Look, I know this isn't easy. We live in a society that constantly pushes you to spend. Every ad, every influencer, every friend who publishes their new purchase, everything is designed to make you feel like you need more. But here's the truth. Real wealth is not built by saying yes to everything. It is built by having the courage to say no to things that don't matter, so you can say yes to the things that really do matter. Do you want to travel the world one day? Say no to delivery that you don't need today. Do you want to retire early? Say no to outings you don't enjoy. Do you want to have financial freedom? Say no to purchases that make you feel good for 5 minutes, but bad for 5 days. The art of saying no is not being stingy. It's not being miserable. It's not depriving you. It is having the clarity to distinguish between what makes you happy in the moment and what makes you free forever. It is having the courage to go against the current, to not follow the herd, about building the life you really want instead of the life everyone expects you to live. Every no you say today is a bigger yes you can say tomorrow. If this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, your financial future is not built on the big decisions you make once a year. It is built with the small decisions you make 100 times a day. Start saying no. Your future self will thank you. See you in the next video.